For decades, humanity has scanned the stars, searching for planets, for signals, for anything that defies the ordinary. Rarely, something appears that challenges everything we thought we knew. Now, the James Webb Space Telescope may have discovered one of those moments. What began as a routine observation of 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever recorded in our solar system, has turned into a puzzle that has shaken the scientific community. Beyond the orbit of Mars, in the dark reaches of space, Webb detected something remarkable. A glow that should not exist. Not a reflection of sunlight, not a comet's outgassing, but light that seemed to be generated from within. It behaved in ways no natural object should, pulsing faintly, irregularly, almost deliberately. Astronomers now face the unsettling question: what is 3I Atlas really? When first spotted, 3I Atlas appeared as a faint, distant speck, moving on a trajectory no solar system body could naturally follow. It was clearly interstellar, ejected from another star system, now drifting silently past our own. Initially, it was treated as a curiosity, like its predecessors, Oumuamua and Borisov. But early observations revealed something strange. Unlike other interstellar objects, it was unusually bright and steady. Its light did not fluctuate as a comet's would. No bursts, no dimming, no predictable behavior. It was as if it had a source of power within. As telescopes around the world focused on it, Webb's infrared instruments offered unprecedented detail. The data was shocking. The object exhibited a centralized thermal emission that could not be explained by sunlight reflecting off ice or dust. The light was emitted from its core. Analysis showed an irregular, repeating pattern, something that suggested structure, even intent. Natural explanations collapsed under scrutiny. Heat from radioactive decay, chemical reactions, or collisions could not account for what Webb observed. What remained was a single, terrifying possibility: this object might be powered. Further study only deepened the mystery. Its trajectory was unusually precise, subtly adjusting as it passed through gravitational fields. Its rotation was stable, even defying typical inertial drift. And its surface? Parts of it reflected light almost perfectly, like polished metal. For astronomers, this was unlike any comet, asteroid, or fragment from deep space. Could this be technology? A probe, a craft, a message traveling across the stars? Suddenly, the notion of an alien spacecraft was no longer science fiction whispered in forums. It was under serious discussion in research institutions. Even the light itself suggested intelligence. Photometric analysis revealed it was concentrated in narrow wavelengths, not a broad reflection. It pulsed in response to the sun in a way that suggested deliberate adjustment. Some scientists argued these pulses resembled binary sequences or telemetry signals. Others suggested rotating power systems. Whatever the mechanism, it was doing something purposeful, something deliberate, and we were observing it in real time. Teams at MIT, Harvard, and other institutions applied advanced signal analysis, looking for structure hidden beneath the apparent chaos. Patterns emerged, repeating cycles buried within electromagnetic noise, precise enough to hint at intentional design. Could this be a beacon? A constant message sent to another civilization? The unsettling implication was clear. If there is a message, it may not be intended for us. Someone, or something, might have already received it. As news circulated within top scientific and defense agencies, discussions turned urgent. Is this object benign, an ancient probe wandering the galaxy? Or is it something more? Could it be observing planetary alignments, solar emissions, or even intelligent life? Could it be preparing, not merely passing by? Internal reports hinted at caution. Despite decades of imagining extraterrestrial contact, Humanity is unprepared for what this could mean. A revolutionary hypothesis began to take shape. 3i Atlas might not only be powered, it could be harvesting energy from its environment. Its light output fluctuates with proximity to the Sun, yet shows no evidence of chemical activity. Some theorists proposed the surrounding dust cloud could act as both camouflage and a medium for absorbing solar radiation. If true, this object could be a self-sustaining interstellar craft, designed to travel for centuries, collecting energy as it moves from star to star. The more we observe, the less we control. Our instruments are pushed to their limits, our models tested like never before. And yet, every answer leads to more questions. Its light spiked unpredictably, pulsing in ways that suggest not chaos, but intent. If this is contact, it is on its terms, quiet, distant, and deliberate. We may not be witnessing an invitation. We may have already been observed. 3i Atlas challenges not only our science but our imagination. It forces us to reconsider the galaxy as a place where objects might carry information, technology, or messages across light years. Every observation adds layers of intrigue, from thermal mapping to orbital analysis. It is a lesson in patience, curiosity, and the realization that the universe may have been watching us long before we even noticed it. The James Webb Space Telescope continues to monitor the object, revealing more about its nature with each passing day. What was once a faint, distant speck has become the focus of a global scientific effort, and perhaps, the first. The James Webb Space Telescope captured a sudden, astonishing flare, confirmed almost immediately by multiple ground-based observatories. In less than 2 minutes, the brightness of 3i Atlas surged nearly 40%, then stabilized at a higher level. No natural cause fit the observations. There were no signs of solar-wind interaction, no collisions, no disintegration. It was as though someone, or something, had flipped a switch. This flare wasn't just a burst of light. Thermal readings showed a simultaneous shift, as if internal systems had activated. Theorists suggested an unsettling possibility. The object had entered a new phase, perhaps triggered by its proximity to the Sun, or by humanity noticing it. If the flare was intentional, it had been meant to be observed. Soon after, calculations from multiple space agencies revealed a more disquieting detail. 3i Atlas was no longer exactly following its predicted trajectory. It had shifted slightly, yet measurably, toward the plane of Earth's orbit. Gravity alone could not explain the adjustment, and radiation pressure from the Sun didn't account for the change. Some suggested a gravitational anomaly, but others saw a deliberate maneuver. The object appeared capable of navigation. Suddenly, we weren't observing a passive rock drifting through space. We were watching a moving vessel, a craft with intent. Spectroscopic analysis added more layers to the mystery. Webb and Hubble detected unusual elements and compounds, highly reflective alloys, rare earth elements, and spectral lines never catalogued in human chemistry. Some resembled theoretical materials only produced in advanced quantum labs. The evidence suggested either extreme antiquity or incredibly advanced engineering. The object itself, through its very composition, announced it was not natural. Governments and space agencies reacted quietly but urgently. Observatories increased encryption, teams were reassigned, satellites recalibrated. Leaked documents hinted that 3i Atlas might not be alone, that it could be a scout, designed to observe from a distance. Its structure, stability, and endurance across interstellar space suggested purpose. But what was it observing, and for whom? The SETI Institute decided to take a bold step. They sent a carefully crafted radio signal toward the object, containing mathematical constants, the periodic table, and simplified images representing humanity. Days passed with no response, then suddenly, one of the Chilean monitoring stations recorded a return signal. It wasn't language, and it wasn't a simple reflection. It was a ping, timed precisely, as if someone, or something, had calculated a deliberate delay. Following this, technical anomalies appeared across observatories. Webb's infrared instruments registered erratic thermal fluctuations, Hubble's gyros detected microshifts, and ground-based telescopes experienced glitches whenever focused on the object. These anomalies weren't random. They occurred in precise windows, as if the object controlled what we could observe. The implications were staggering. 3I Atlas wasn't merely present, it was managing its exposure, actively controlling our view. Attempts to analyze its trajectory revealed something even more extraordinary. Its course, flares, and signal responses followed mathematical patterns. The shifts corresponded with Fibonacci spirals and prime number sequences. The chances of this occurring naturally were astronomically low. It wasn't just moving, it was communicating, silently and subtly, through behavior itself. All evidence pointed to one unavoidable conclusion: this was not a natural object. From its sudden flare, to its deliberate trajectory shifts, to its engineered materials, to the coded return ping, everything suggested intelligence. We weren't encountering a random interstellar visitor, we were being observed. And yet, publicly, silence prevailed. Agencies restricted data, journals published vague summaries, and independent observatories struggled to share what little they could. The discovery, once a scientific curiosity, had become a strategic secret. Humanity was witnessing the first signs of contact, and the full scope of what we were seeing was being withheld. The most chilling realization remained. Whatever or whoever sent 3I Atlas across the stars was capable of monitoring, calculating, and responding to us. It was deliberate. Observing. Perhaps waiting. And while we scrutinize its every motion, the universe quietly reminds us of an uncomfortable truth. We are not the center. We are being watched, and this may only be the beginning.